Welcome to the We Don't Play podcast today, Terecka. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good. Thank you so much for asking. I'm so glad I was able to connect with you via the OWL app, which is an amazing experience. And I'm just excited to connect with you and, be part of this conversation so that we can help a lot of people understand the value of branding and accountability.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely agree with you about the OWL app. It's definitely a great platform for leadership and, a way to find people and, have conversations about, your expertise and maybe give them some insight. And then sometimes I think, you become the student as well and you learn. So, yes, that's a great platform. And I do think that, branding yourself and making, you know, um, yourself stand out and, of course, having that accountability and support system is also important, and that's what I been hoping to bring to the OWL app. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, anytime. I appreciate it. I would love people to get to know more about you and what you do. So, is it possible for you to give us like a brief introduction about, who you are and what you do out here for the amazing community?
Yes, so I consider myself a community leader because I'm very active in my community as well as other communities around the nation. Also, I consider myself an accountability partner to most because I created my business Melanin Solutions in 2019, and I learned through the pandemic that there were a lot of us who were like kind of in my own personal situation. I felt like I didn't have a support system. I was really going hard for my business, but I really felt like I just needed like direction and then someone that I could like pour out to, and then they still be there like the next day to, have my back and push me forward. So Melanin Solutions, has transitioned into a brand where I help people, with many different things, right, from my personal experiences. But I really focus on, intentional relationship building when I meet people because I really want to get to know that person so I can really figure out, like, where I fit in helping them because I believe that we're all, put in front of someone for a reason and there's something that we're supposed to give and take. And so I always make sure I lead with like a customized approach when I do, start to be accountable to those people. And that partnership has to be really strong. So I created my brand to make people feel comfortable, know that they have like a support system, have someone there that, is not only knowledgeable in what they're wanting to get done and the goals they want to meet, but also someone that's like really, really true and has integrity and really wants their best interest, to succeed. So yeah, that's why I created my business.
That's amazing. I love the fact that you mentioned about an accountability partner because I think that's a lot of things that I would say this actually. It's one of the major things that really either make or break a business, especially as an entrepreneur who may be starting off and has nobody to depend on and they really want to start out their brand, but nobody sees their vision apart from them. So sometimes it's hard for them to really execute what they have in mind without that support.
Absolutely, I do know. Because remember, when we start businesses, it takes us a while to really learn, especially if it's a first generation thing. And I think I speak from that area because I'm going to be, the first generational millionaire in my family. And I believe in the kingdom, and I keep bringing that up. And so I believe that when you meet with people or people who are getting ready to do something different, like start a new business, first time business owners, they need a family approach, right? Everybody needs that family approach. And so I believe in the acronym that I created for family, which would be one, the most important part that we're talking about right now is like fellowshipping with people, being able to come up in alignment with people that are like-minded like you, and they make you feel comfortable. So now you don't feel like you have to give up or you don't have support to meet the goal or you're in it on your own. We're in business for ourselves, all of us, but we don't have to do it by ourselves. You can build a family, and that family will give you accountability, right? That's the A in family. And the N's going to give you mentorship. And sometimes you're mentoring, your accountability partner too, because remember, life is about giving and taking. You can't just give, and never take anything back, because then you don't have any more to give after a while. And then you can't just take, because if you take, then you're not leaving enough for other people. Or if you are take, and make sure you're turning around and giving. And that's very important. I think that comes with mentorship. So when you learn something, you go and teach it to other people. That's what I believe in. I learn something, I go teach it to other people. And then, of course, we all have to be innovative, because one thing that we realize and we have to know is that change is constant. Everything is constantly changing, and some people are preparing for the change and some aren't. So if you're a person that's always in preparation for the change, then you have that leadership accountability about you, you know. So then that's the L, right? Those are people that like can just go out and just have leadership. So you get that when you just started out your business and you building your brand, you get a leadership. And then of course we all always want to make sure that we're always engaging with our youth and also our families, no matter what, within anything that we do, whether you're starting a business or not. And it doesn't have to be your family, because, you know, sometimes they don't support you, but there are other families that can benefit from whatever it is that you're offering. And so that engagement is important too with the kids and the young people, because so what, you're just starting out a business, so what, you've been a business owner for 30 years. It doesn't matter where you are, it matters what you contribute, because someone needs what you have in the moment that you are in right now. And I believe in that. And so I believe that building up kingdom organizations and kingdom relationships and accountability is like key. So I don't know, what you think about that?
That is beautiful. I love that you said that, because when you have that kingdom mindset, you have a kingdom approach, and you start working with people who have the same mindset that gives you that understanding about where your goals are, because it's not a me effort, it's an us effort, it's a we effort. So it creates a lot of synergy between people when they start to connect the dots and realize, okay, this is not just for today, this is for tomorrow, this is for our kids, this is for our grandkids, this is for the future. And then when we start thinking about the long-term macro mindset, then it changes how we actually approach the micro, today's short-term goals as well.
Absolutely. Kingdom mindset gives you kingdom direction. If you think about it, if you just try to do something on your own, you probably will give up, right? Because it's just one part. But I think when you learn to double up and take all the parts that are available to you and actually use those together to execute whatever it is that you're doing, it allows you to really see the benefit of why, your yesterday was so horrible and now you have a better today. Like, I truly believe in that. And sometimes I be saying things to people and I'm like, wow, Terecka, like, that really does make sense to you too, right? Yeah, like, it makes sense, because you don't want to say anything that or do anything that doesn't make sense, right? But it makes sense that if you have some extra accountability available to you, or some extra cushion that'll help you if you fall, why not use it in a sense of, executing? So being able to have a mindset off top anyways, because we're all conscious and we can think and we can see and we make decisions and choices, but being able to add the kingdom to it, it's a whole nother level. And I think that when you understand that, that's how you get to the next level. It's almost like, I think they say eagles and buzzards, they look alike, but they operate differently. Mm-hmm. Buzzards are brown, but then the eagles are soaring high, and it's like, what are buzzards on the ground doing? They're just like stared off in space, not really using the parts that were probably, stored away for them to benefit the benefit whatever their purpose is, in a sense. But that eagle's always out scouting and saying, okay, I'm going to keep trying, I'm going to keep looking, I'm going to keep going, no matter what. Okay, it may not look good today, but, I didn't make a sale today, but I'm going to do something that I didn't do yesterday, and then I may make a sale. Okay, now I'm going to go talk, whatever that is, you do that. And sometimes you need an accountability partner to direct your path and help you, or say, I did X, Y, and Z and it didn't work, but then I did this, maybe try this. And I think a lot of people have lost connection to that, so I create my business for that too. But I also think helping people be inspired by their own mindset and what's available to them. So I like to direct paths. I don't know everything, but I can tell you where to go to find what you probably need to know, and then you can learn what you need, and then everybody's happy. So mindset is very much so key. You're
Facts. Right. Facts. You're so right. I want to dive into your calendar, because this is really where I think a lot of people can start thinking about how to connect with you, because when they call you or reach out to you, they're going to listen to this again and they'll try to take in, and they're like, okay, let me see what I need to know before I talk to Terecka, before she asks me questions and I don't know how to answer. So people are thinking in their minds, how can they be very focused on the result rather than being focused on what's happening around them. So when I think about your calendar, for example, when it comes to your services, I see the personal credit consultation, the business and nonprofit discovery call, one-on-one with Terecka, and then the accountability session. When you look at those four, where do you see people leaning more towards, and why?
Well, of course, everyone wants to do the accountability because that's where it starts, right? You have to make a decision for yourself on what it is that you want to do. And so a lot of people, I get a lot of messages where people are saying, I want to do this and I want to do that, but I don't know where to start. And so I always tell them, I'm always listening. Remember, intentional relationship building. I'm always listening to the parts that I feel like they have a weakness in, and I may have a strength. And that's what I go off of. And it helps them because that's important, right? So my calendar is always booked for accountability sessions, and those sessions are free sessions. I give one free session to anyone that books, and we talk between 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. You just have a general conversation, and there's no questions in a sense. It's just more so I get to know you, you get to know me, and we figure out if this is a dynamic that can flow into a vibe that creates a partnership of accountability, and then of course it becomes purpose driven, and then results are made, those type of things. So accountability is my most probably booked line on my calendar, and then of course the other thing would probably be the credit or the business stuff, because a lot of people, they want to start a business, they don't know, and I'm the type of person that's a walking encyclopedia. So if I don't know something, I probably researched it, looked it up, have some notes on it, or like I said, I'm building a kingdom organization, so everyone that I meet, I jot them down under the parts of that acronym where they stand. So if I'm not a good mentor for you, I have 10 mentors on my line that I know I can direct to you and that are kingdom businesses or kingdom individuals. So yeah.
That's beautiful. You touched on something to do with business and personal credit when it comes to consulting and giving people advice. What are the major things that you can tell someone listening right now that may be wanting to start that business account and they don't have that business credit and they need that business capital, and they want to build those business plans? How can they put those things together without overwhelming themselves? Because as you go with your business, you learn as you grow and as you go. So how do they stay intact without being overwhelmed or daunted?
I would just say the checklist. Whatever stage you are in your business, if you know that you may not be 100%, with everything that you may need, because a lot of people start a business and they'll do it on their own, and they may not know, okay, if they have all the parts, did you get that EIN? Did you get the business banking account? Do you have the Duns and Bradstreet? The different things that you need for your business. Have you checked off all the items on the checklist? Are you 100% in compliance? Because I think that when you apply for something and you get denied, or you don't know for sure if you're going to get approved, you kind of be stagnant. But if you crossed the T's and dotted all the I's and the requirements that's needed, and you know that you have what it takes and you believe in that, when you go up for whatever it is that you're going up for, you're able to achieve that. And so it just means going back to the source and checking yourself in all things. So, and that's accountability, because I have to check myself sometimes. I'm like, Terecka, you spitting all this knowledge and dropping all these gems, but do you have your X, Y, Z's and ABCs together? Are you so I would just tell anybody, starting off, if you want to start anything, you're not sure where to go, or you're already there, but you're not sure if you're 100%, definitely tap in with me. There's a link on my calendar for that as well. But for sure, do your own research. Make sure that you're in compliance. Make sure that you have everything aligned, so that when you go to show up for yourself, you have the ability to do that. Don't let anything stop you. And preparation, like I was saying earlier, be prepared and be accountable for what that you're going for, and that's how you start to shift things.
100%. Thank you so much for that. It's a blessing to be able to connect with people like you out here who are killing it in the game, and they're letting people know how to finance themselves, how to be prepared for, this kind of things, having emergency savings and just thinking ahead of the game and being 10 steps ahead as well, which also leads into accountability, which we've been talking about. When you think about having a support system, how does that play a role? Like, where do you start? Like, okay, I want a support system. Where do I go? Where do I Google? Like, how do you get that started so that someone is also thinking about the long term and not just the today needs?
Well, for one, you have to start associating yourself with things, people, places, ideas that are in alignment with your end goal. It's almost like a work back schedule. Do you know what that is? So
a work back schedule, no.
Work backwards, right? So you don't necessarily have to go and buy like fancy things because you say, okay, when I make $1 million, I want to have like this bad Gucci bag, right? Don't go buy the Gucci bag. But what I'm saying is, start looking up ways to make the money that can sponsor a Gucci bag as well as a year of your finances. Like, work backwards. Start sitting in rooms with people who are, of that figure of income, and start to learn about some of the things that they're learning about or they're talking about. Go and start, surrounding yourself. And if you don't want to be a millionaire, because that's not always the end goal, if you just want to do whatever, work backwards from your goal. Write it down, write the schedule down, write the vision, make it plain. They say that, right? And I believe in that too. But do a work back schedule. Like, literally look at what a work back schedule is, like working backwards. You don't want to, you want to write the summary of your paragraph or your book last, like that executive summary last. So work backwards. Go through all the parts, the planning, the budget, what it looks like, the analysis, all of those things. Do that in your personal life, and that's how you will, kind of figure it out. And then, of course, when it comes to your support system and the people that are around you, and you're finding those people that you're aligning yourself with will be that support system. You'll have that lawyer in your background. You'll have that minister to pray with you when, you want to give up at night times, or you'll have that father or that mother figure that you thought you would never have, but that person's also a business owner or a community leader or a philanthropist, and that's what you want to be. Or, you'll have that book list of all the amazing information that, you can go back and read. Don't just, don't buy the promo, buy the full package. So work backwards is what I'm saying. Like, literally find out what it is that you're looking to do, what you want to do, who you want to be around, the type of people you want to associate yourself with, the image that you want to have, and work towards that. And of course, if what you're doing is for the kingdom, God is going to send those people automatically, because he says that there's a seed in you and it's always growing. And as long as you're willing to water that seed in you so that you can grow, so what if that plant dies? As long as you're watering that seed so that it can grow, he's going to send the kingdom, whoever you need, whatever you need, to help you maintain and sustain. So you'll get that support system, however it comes, because he already knows what you need. You just have to be ready for it and prepared. So yeah, that's how you do it. Work back.
Amen. That's a good one. Thank you so much for this, Terecka. I would say this just before we close. What is the number one thing that somebody should be thinking about when they're thinking about branding and accountability? What are those things that they can plan ahead and think about? And if you look at your business like 5 years before and look at it now and then look at it 5 years ahead, what advice would you tell someone looking in that same kind of scope?
I would tell them to find their tribe. Find who's supposed to teach you. Seek that teacher, and then find who you're supposed to mentor. And when you do that, you're in alignment with what you're supposed to have in this world, in this life, and it's limitless from there. That's what I would tell someone, because there's no way that we're here by chance of just existing. In order to really live is to be in alignment with what's for you. And I think that finding that tribe, finding, finding who it is you're supposed to be connected to, and let your footsteps and your path be directed that way. And follow that intuition that you have, that gives you direction, that you use when you make decisions, and continue to just be in alignment with your purpose, and find that tribe. When you find that tribe and it works together, and it's what it's supposed to be, because you'll know everything will just kind of blossom from there. 5 years ago, I was in a I wasn't even doing business, and even focused on the things that I'm focused on now. But as time has went on and experiences have happened, and I've met my tribe and people that I'm supposed to be helping and connected to, because we're all supposed to help someone, and someone's supposed to help you. And as long as you stay in connection with that, you'll be good. And that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years. And it's that simple. That's for anybody.
That's a big one. I love what you said, about, you're supposed to help someone and someone's supposed to help you. It goes a long way because we all need each other. And that's a major thing that a lot of people don't see, especially if they're thinking about themselves more than thinking about the person next to them.
Absolutely. And I'll say this, you have to know when you're branding yourself and you're figuring out, how you're going to make that difference. You got to figure out, like, okay, if I change myself, I change the world, right? Mm-hmm. So who's going to benefit from the method that I took? Because remember, there's many, many methods, but we're all leading to the same end goal. And there has to be somebody that's going to do it the way you did it. And it doesn't mean it's going to be everybody, but experiences that we have, people that we meet, you need to ask, why did I have that experience? Why did I meet that person? What does that mean? Because it's all connected. And when you're present in your mind, everything is just like, okay, it makes sense. But when you're living in your past, or you're trying to really control your future, it just messes you all up. So stay present and find your tribe. That's literally all you have to do. It's because it's right here in front of you. It really is.
It really is. It really, really is. Wow. Thank you so much, Terecka, for being here and just giving us some really good insights on how you can be able to stay ahead of the game, be in charge of everything, and also have a kingdom mindset for business so that you can grow and you can be the best version of yourself today. Even 5 years from now, you'll be looking back like, yeah, I did that because I made that intention and I make that possible. So I appreciate you for coming today. Is there any way they can reach out to you? Any, method of how can they just reach out to you, simply, and make sure that by the time they connect with you, they've gotten the resources they need or the time that they need to spend with you? What are the options they have available?
Yes, so you can easily go to my Instagram, which is at Coach Melanin, Melanin, the pigmentation in our skin. I have to tell a lot of people that sometimes. And then also you can go to my my business card is TerekkaBrown.com, and my name is spelled Terecka Brown.com. And when you go there, it lists everything: my calendar, my website, additional links to other things that I have going on. There's more stuff coming soon. So yeah, definitely just tap in for that free accountability session. Let's talk. And if you have any questions, or maybe if you have some information for me that I can use and help someone else with, call me and let's talk about it. Book a time. I appreciate you. Favor.
Anytime. Thank you so much. And I'm definitely looking forward to bringing you back and looking forward also to seeing you soon in person too.
Yes, definitely. And if you guys are listening to this now, real quick, we're going to be in Atlanta August 28th, which is next weekend, with a live talent competition called Bars Over Beef. And if you want more information on that, now or in the future, because it's a forever thing, you can just go to barsoverbeef.com and check out that too. It's really dope. So thank you again, Favor. I appreciate you so much, and I just pray blessings over everything for you, my brother.
Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Take care.